I recently visited Morehead State University with my guide dog. A lot of people have been asking me to go more in depth about my guide dog's guiding technique, so in this video I'm going to explain the techniques that we use to explore this campus. So let's get started. The first thing you'll notice is that Elwin brings me to the start of this wall. There are multiple different ways to go here. We could go straight to the right, straight to the left. I tell him we need to go straight and to the right, and we proceed forward. Now this is a very hilly campus, so you're going to see a lot of stairs in this video. Over the next minute there will be about 4 sets of stairs. Elwin is going to bring me right up to this first set of steps and stop. He's doing this to allow me to use my foot to determine if the stairs go up or down. I discover that they go down and I quickly cross this landing and we stop again. We only pause here because you see my fiance comes into the screen on the right and we are trying to figure out which way to go next. She's not directing me which way to go. We're more just exploring and she's following Elwin and I. You see Elwin put his front paws on the first step to indicate to me that they go up. He doesn't always do this because he doesn't have to. I'd say he only does it about 50% of the time. And it's always helpful if he does, but if he doesn't, then I just have to use my foot to determine if it goes up. Here we are approaching another set of stairs. Same exact process. Elwin's going to stop. I'm going to check with my foot and we're going to go down. And this is a good time to talk about treats. Some people have asked me how often I give him treats or even what Elwin would do if I ran out of treats to give him. I'm giving him treats on what's called a random interval schedule. Basically, this means that I reward him after a random number of tasks or a random amount of time has passed. Typically 5 to 10 minutes or 5 to 15 tasks. And here you'll see that I don't only reward him with treats, I also reward him with pets, and I also reward him with verbal praise. I've muted the audio in the video so that you can hear my commentary better, but I am giving him a lot of verbal praise during these tasks like good boy and good job. Typically, I'm going to give him more verbal praise and pets than I am going to give him treats. Another obstacle coming up here is a grate. Elwin is trained to stop for manhole covers, and this works just the same, so he stops to let me know that it's there, and we continue forward. Skipping ahead a bit, you'll see me give Elwin the left command well before the left turn. I can do this a little bit ahead of time because Elwin will remember that I've asked him to turn left and will turn left as soon as he can. But sometimes, like here, he'll stop and check in with me because it's not clear if I want him to go to the left to the stairs or just around the obstacle that was straight in front of us. Now a lot of things are about to happen back to back. We're going to go through this archway and take a left turn, and without me having to give more than that left turn command, Elwin is going to take me through this corner without me having to signal left and then right again, and then take me straight to the stairs instead of trying to go to the left or right because he is not sure which way we are going to go, because we could go left, right, or straight up the stairs. We stop at the stairs so I can pet him and tell him he's a good boy, and then tell him that we are actually going to the right. There is a pole, a manhole cover, and some stairs here, and he could have just gone on straight, but he stops at least one of them to tell me that there is an obstacle, or it is entirely possible that he just got distracted, but either way, we stop for a brief moment and then continue on. Elwin then takes me directly to this fence. I'm not sure why he did this other than we could go left or right here. We're not really in a place that Elwin and I have been to together before, so sometimes he's going to stop at decision points like this and double check that he is guiding me the right way. Elwin was trained to trail paths on the left-hand side when possible. This makes it really easy for him to put himself between me and any obstacles to the left of him. For example, here on the left of Elwin is a rail, another rail, a garbage can, 2 potted plants, and a bench. And you'll notice that he didn't stop to identify these like he does a lot of other obstacles. Because they were on his left-hand side, he was able to just walk right by them without me ever having to know about them. Ahead of us are 3 different paths we can take. One to the left going upstairs, one straight forward, and one leading to the side door of a building. Unlike before, Elwin is not going to check in about which direction to go. He's just going to take the straightest path forward. As long as there's a pretty obvious path forward, Elwin is usually going to take it without checking in with me if I haven't given him any directions. In contrast, at the top of this little hill, Elwin is not going to make the decision for me. He is going to go straight a couple of feet and stop at the curb to wait for me to tell him to go left or right. We're going to go right and move on. But now we have to cross the road. So we're going to go down to the nearest road crossing and turn left. But I hear and notice with my remaining vision that there is a car coming from the left. So we stop and wait. It's a myth that guide dogs know when to cross the street. It's actually the handler that knows when to cross the street. So I am waiting, and while I wait, I'm paying attention to traffic patterns. I only notice this one car, so I wait for them to pass. You may notice my fiance wave them on. You may ask yourself, why would I wait if I know that they are stopped? Well, that's because I don't really know what they're doing, except that they are stopped. They could be waiting very politely for me to cross the street. There could be an obstruction in the middle of the crosswalk. I can't be sure, so I wait to either hear normal traffic patterns or until I hear nothing coming at all. We make it to this pedestrian area where the sidewalk is separated from the road, although we could go up these stairs here to the left to a different sidewalk next to the road. This is a pretty good example of an area dedicated to pedestrians. There are places to sit, places places to park your bike, and a little bit extra space away from cars. And in a second, even a little bit of green space. I love when a college designs its campus with all students in mind, including those who don't drive or can't drive. Bringing it back to stairs for a minute, here is a set of stairs that are a little intimidating at first. As mentioned before, Elwin's going to stop and let me identify the decline with my foot, but because this whole set of stairs has multiple landings, the end of each landing is going to act as a new set of stairs for Elwin to identify. And yes, while this may take a little bit longer, every time he identifies a step keeps me from tripping or falling. But even though Elwin can identify all of these stairs and help keep me safe, poorly designed stairs or even one poorly designed step, like the last one at the very end here, can be serious hazards. So Elwin reaches the end, takes one more step and stops, and I kind of have to catch myself there because he takes a step forward like the stairs are over and immediately stops, so I'm not expecting it. But because I'm paying attention, I am able to catch myself and we do not fall. Now contrast those stairs to these. There aren't as many landings, but each individual step is wider than the other set of stairs. You see Elwin stop halfway down the stairs instead of when we reach the landing. And you definitely see me catch myself here. Sometimes an individual step can be so wide that Elwin feels the need to stop to alert me to the decline, even though he doesn't need to because I know we're still descending the stairs and that I just really need to know when it stops. It's not really a problem that he does this. It's more of a flaw in the design of the stairs that this even happened. It is important to note that guide dogs do make mistakes, so I'm always paying attention to what Elwin is signaling to me and what is going on in the environment. We are leaving the grass here and going back to the sidewalk because I stopped to let Elwin go to the bathroom. What you're seeing is Elwin trying to find his way back to the path. So he's going to trail the left side like I mentioned earlier. It's just more of a dramatic visual because the wall is curving around. He doesn't usually trail the path to the left this literally, but in this instance, it's not really clear which way is the most clear path forward. But it becomes clear that this wall is not the most clear path forward. So he starts to trail the left side of this, and then he starts to diverge to the right because there is a table in the way, and he's going to bring me to the grass because he's not really sure which way to go. So with very minimal direction on my part, Elwin has tried to find the best way forward. So now it is my turn. So going to the left has not been helpful, so we decided to go to the right, and I just have him keep going to the right until we find the path. And eventually we do, and then we can start going left again, and Elwin is going to take me straight. Now we come to the most difficult to navigate part of this whole route so far. The sidewalk just kind of ends because it is being blocked by a construction fence. However, there is just enough room to continue forward, so we try our luck and keep going straight. We're clearly on the opposite side of the fence from the construction zone because there are cars to the left, so we're basically traveling through the edge of a parking lot, but it becomes too narrow at this point. So this becomes one of the rare instances where I get to guide my guide dog, which is kind of cool. And you see that this is possible because I can use my right hand to trail the fence. And then when the fence ends, I know that we've made it. And Elwin can begin guiding again. This was pretty difficult to navigate, but it wasn't impossible. And that was our experience exploring Morehead State University. This was a lot of fun, and I'd love to do more of these. So if you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'm planning on doing more Explore College campus videos and maybe even some Explore City videos in the future. And if you have any questions about anything you've seen in the video, make sure to leave a comment below.